Hello everybody, you have made it to a Living in New Smyrna Beach YouTube live video, our weekly lives, or I guess are turning into weekly lives. We are at the beautiful little beach here in Edgewater. Gorgeous day out, still 85 degrees in September and sunny. So we're happy to see some sun. It's been a rainy past couple weeks for us, but we are on the other side of the rainbow right now, I suppose. So thanks for tuning in with us. My name is Chris Shores. My business partner and I, Tim Loomis, we are the owners of White Whale Real Estate in New Smyrna. This YouTube channel goes over all things real estate, local happenings, everything you need to know in the greater Volusia County area. Today we want to go over 4 common insurance pitfalls and mistakes that we really want you to avoid. So stay tuned in. We'll make it quick and easy. And if you've got any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comments below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow. And I'm going to start out right out with number 1. And the most important thing to me that I think goes overlooked more than anything else is going to be underestimating replacement costs for your home. So most people purchase their insurance or get the insurance coverage based on the mortgage requirements and the market value of the home. Very few people stop to really think about what the true replacement cost is going to be. So if your home were to burn down to the ground and you have to completely rebuild it from top to bottom, is it going to cost you $300,000 or $400,000? So most people just get their insurance coverage based off of what the market value of the home is going to be. And say your home is going to be, say, $300,000, that's what you get your insurance for. And then something bad happens and it really is going to cost you $400,000 to rebuild. So you're going to have to bridge that gap of $100,000. So you really want to talk with your insurance provider, probably talk with a couple local builders in town to see what the true replacement cost for your home is going to be if something catastrophic happens. So again, we just see so many people just get the bare minimum of what the mortgage requirement is to cover the insurance costs and not really paying attention to what that true replacement cost is going to be. And this could save you or cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on if you're really paying attention to what the true replacement cost is going to be. The second thing to avoid is going to be not understanding your windstorm coverage. So the common mistake most homeowners make is believing that their standard insurance policy is going to automatically cover against any high wind damage or high wind event. So meaning like hurricanes or tropical storms. So this is often not the case. Just because you have insurance does not mean you have windstorm coverage. So do not go under that same misconception of thinking that you're covered, because you probably are not. It's always worth a conversation of just talking with your insurance provider, sending a quick email, making a quick call to make sure that you do have the windstorm coverage. So what that windstorm coverage is going to do, it's going to specifically protect you against high wind events such as hurricanes and tropical storms. It's going to protect your home for things like structural things on your home, broken windows, and obviously the roof as well. So you do want to make sure you have this windstorm coverage protection, and that is something we really deem is essential for you to have. Don't just get the standard nuts and bolts insurance policy. You want to make sure that you do have that one specifically. Unfortunately, yes, it is going to increase your policy, but it can save you a lot of money when we do have these big events. We are in Florida. It is bound to happen. We are bound to get windy, and something will probably happen to your home during the lifetime that you have it. So make sure you're protected with the windstorm coverage. The overarching theme with this whole thing with the 4 insurance pitfalls to avoid is just really understanding what insurance policies you have, how they go into effect, and what you're paying for them. So the windstorm coverage is a big one. And moving right on to number 3, this one we see a lot, and it's really surprising. So is ignoring flood insurance. So we see the general public that we deal with and we hear about. I think the idea is, if I'm not in a flood zone, great, I'm never going to flood and I don't need flood insurance. So that's definitely not the case at all. In fact, FEMA has a statistic that says nearly 20% of flood insurance claims come from outside of high-risk flood zone areas. So really important to still get flood insurance, even if you're not in a flood zone. We always recommend it. It's super cheap for the year. It's somewhere between like $300 to $500 or so, depending where you are, if you're not in a flood zone, to get it for the year. Obviously, if you are in a flood zone, we would 100% recommend it. and it is going to be more expensive because you are in the designated flood zone areas. Something else to mention with that is if you do have a mortgage, your lender is 9 out of 10 times going to require you to get flood insurance. So if you are a homeowner looking for a home, that's something to consider, that it could increase your monthly payments because of the requirement of having flood insurance. But if you're in Florida, you're going to flood at some point. Hopefully not. I'll knock on some wood for you, but get the flood insurance just in case. Myself and business partner were born and raised in the area in Volusia County in New Smyrna, and we saw places that we never thought would ever flood or get any ounce of water, and that completely got devastated during these last couple of hurricanes. So get your flood insurance. Don't skimp out. Get the peace of mind, and it'll save you a bunch of money in the long run. Lastly, number 4 for the pitfalls to avoid with homeowners insurance. This one's another big one. It's going to be not updating your policies and just reviewing your overall insurance on an annual basis. So here's the big pitfall to make sure you're paying attention to this one is, say you get a beautiful new kitchen renovation remodel, and you spend $100,000 on this, or 50, or whatever it's going to be, and you don't update your insurance policy, and then something catastrophic happens to your home, it floods, you get a fire, hurricane, lions and tigers, oh my, your insurance payout is only going to reflect on the house that you had before, or the status of what the home was. So it's not going to translate over to that new $100,000 renovation that you did, so you're not going to get the payout for it, so you're going to be out that money. So really important to make sure that you are updating your policies on an annual basis, especially if you're getting things like new roofs and other major home improvements done. You'll probably get discounts and credits on your homeowner's insurance because you're updating your home and making it more safe or insurance friendly or less risky to the insurance companies. So some things to consider with the updating your policies is, one, the overall market value of your home. You want your insurance policy to match at least the market value of your home, kind of like what we were talking about earlier in the replacement cost. So if you're in a neighborhood where things are going up, values of the homes are going up, you want to make sure that your insurance is adequate to match that. Number 2 is going to be obviously update it with the home improvements that you've done. That way you're protected on, if anything were to happen, that you do get your full money back on the renovations and things like that you've done, and also to be able to get you discounts as well if you made the home safer. And 3, the third one to consider without updating these policies is your personal belongings and themselves. So did you finally get that awesome antique car that you wanted for the last 20 years and it's in your garage? You don't want something bad to happen to that. Or did you finally get great Aunt Becca's chandelier that's worth $1 million hanging in your dining room that's looking beautiful and gleaming and all the wonderful things? You want to get it updated to make sure that it's protected and that everything is going to be covered. So a lot of people collect things over the years. They don't update their insurance policies. It's kind of a fleeting thought. You don't ever even think about it. But you do want to update it to make sure that you're protected and that your items and personal belongings are protected as well. So again, circling back to number 1, the replacement cost of what it's going to be to replace those items. So I hope you guys found some value in this with the 4 common insurance pitfalls or mistakes to avoid. You can take these not only in Florida, but pretty much anywhere in the U.S. If you've got any more questions as far as insurance goes, or lending, or real estate, or where to go out to have a bite to eat or something local in the area, give us a shout. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you guys, and see you in next week's video.